dash cam video of a violent police beating in Melbourne. As Channel 9's Mary Wynn reports, in this video you can see an officer hitting and kicking a 66-year-old man with dementia for no apparent reason. We want to warn you, the video is graphic.
This is dash cam video of Melbourne police officer Derek Middendorf giving 66-year-old Albert Flowers a front kick to his stomach. Then he punched the man repeatedly while he was on the ground. In a report, the officer said Flowers walked towards him in an aggressive manner at a fast pace, and he couldn't tell if the 66-year-old had a knife in his hands. Flowers' nephew Garrick yelled at the officer to stop and told him his uncle had dementia.
He's 66-year-old. He had a triple bypass. I'm just concerned about my uncle. I'm thinking he's killing him.
Flowers owns a lawn care business, and an employee called the cops because he said Flowers pulled a knife on him during a fight about money. When police arrived, the family said Flowers never pulled the knife and that the issue had been resolved.
The money matters was taken care of. But I mean, you know, if he forgot or whatever, that's what I was there for.
The family said Middendorf was choking Flowers when another officer came over and tased him in the face. Flowers ended up in the hospital for close to a month. No one may have ever seen this video. The officer actually turned off his video and audio equipment before the beating, but the department was able to extract the video from the hard drive, but not the audio. The only disciplinary record the officer received for this incident was a written reprimand for turning off that recording equipment. Flowers was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer.
Which is ridiculous. Clearly from the video, there was no assault on a law enforcement officer. We have demanded a speedy trial, and we want to get this case in front of a jury. We want a jury to see this video.
Reporting in Melbourne.
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2012, and I'm Darko. This is my website, ggnonline.com. Also on YouTube, if you'd like to check it out, it's ddarko2012. Okay, so I'm going to keep moving here. I actually thought about putting some videos on SOPA and PIPA, the Protect IP bill, and the piracy bill, SOPA, but like the article I covered just the other day on Monday said that they're shelving it until next month. So I'll post the links to these two articles. You can go check those out. So just my quick comment on that. It's a lot like the National Defense Authorization Act, which allowed for indefinite detention of American citizens, or associates I like to call it because it's a corporation. Also you have what? The Expatriation Act, where you can basically be declared a non-citizen. You can be stripped of your citizenship, and you know how that can be used. So my only problem with it, or beef, is that you're going to the state. This is all coming together at once, mind you, all at the end right here, before possibly the financial collapse or whatever else, like I call it the show, whatever happens in this show that they do carry out. It's all coming at the last minute, and they're going to try to sneak it all in, like they're just going to put it off till next month so it's out of people's attention. Maybe they'll raise gas prices, maybe they'll carry out another false flag gas attack or some crap like that to distract people. But the thing is that you're going to the state to legislate freedom, and you can't get that, you know, and you can have freedom or you don't, and in between is liberty, and that's what you'll get from the government, is liberty, which are basically privileges. So you're going to the government, which is basically the big parent that treats you like a child, and asking them, please, could I have more privileges? Please don't take away my privileges. I've been a good slave, and I'm not a big condoner of that. So I guess I'll move on here. So that's why I present this material in the way that I do. It is a mission. It's like a war for me. I try to get all this out before I get cut off. I don't expect sellouts in Washington to represent me. It says here, doctors unsure why thyroid cancer cases on the rise. So thyroid cancer, which affects about 11 people per 100,000 each year, seems to be on the rise as a trend that baffles medical researchers. It baffles them. Well, I'm not a medical researcher. I'm just a dude with a microphone and a journalism degree, and I'll just throw this out there, but I'm not an expert. See, this is the opinion of the experts. I'm not an expert. So nuclear bombs, radioiodine, and thyroid cancer. Does radiation and radioactivity exposure cause thyroid cancer? The opinion of the expert. And they basically say there is no doubt. Okay, moving on here. Types of cancer linked to ionizing radiation. Well, thyroid gland and bone marrow are particularly sensitive to radiation. That's right. Oh, but look at this. Up there in Canada, radioactive iodine in water. So public was in the dark. So So after Fukushima nuclear accident, where everybody was told that it's okay, everything's fine, Canadian health officials assured a nervous public that virtually no radioactive fallout had drifted to Canada. But last March, the Health Canada monitoring station in Calgary detected an average of 8.18 becquerels per liter of radioactive iodine, an isotope released by the nuclear accident in rainwater, the data shows. So they're drinking it, among other things. So you have here radiation poisoning, homeopathic, and other natural remedies providing protection and treatment. So you can go in there and check out the link, but it will describe some of the symptoms of radiation sickness and how to protect it. Homeopathic fucus, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, is a tincture made from a form of sea kelp that can be used to protect the thyroid from radioactive contamination like potassium iodide. And there's some precautions in there you might want to check out. Topical treatments. Raw organic honey possesses antibacterial properties that can reduce the severity of skin burns and lesions. And then we have this calendula extract is a healing, soothing liquid that can be mixed with water and applied to relieve burns, sores, itching, peeling, and other skin ailments. And for a cleanse, baking soda baths provide an excellent cleanse for removing radiation from body cells. Baking soda is highly alkaline and helps restore the body's pH, reducing incidences of acidosis. So I do the baking soda. I do it for heartburn, along with probiotics and stuff like that. But also I do the bentonite every day with distilled water, and that supposedly helps as well. But I gotta put it out there, I'm not a doctor, so this is not medical advice. It's not cleared by the FDA, which most people trust. And there's other homeopathic remedies that you can check out down here. Link will be posted. Next up, women tell of their breast implant fears. Says that they never imagined they were just 3 years after having them inserted that they would want them removed because the implants are at high risk of rupturing, releasing potentially toxic silicone into their bodies. Next up, we have this study. Nearly all women with breast cancer have parabens in their breast tissue. It says they are added to everything from shampoos and deodorants to processed foods and pharmaceutical drugs in order to inexpensively extend shelf life and improve product stability. And it says here in a new study found that based on the study, 99% of the breast tissue samples contain at least one type of paraben. And it says it's not necessarily implying that the chemicals are responsible, but it does pose a link. Also, someone told me this recently that these antiperspirants block your armpits, which are there to release toxins. And then if you do that and you keep doing that, it floods into your breast, causing breast cancer. So something to think about. The cyborgs are coming, living brains implanted with electronic chips to replace faulty parts. So remember, humans, we're just faulty humans. We're not as efficient and perfect as machines. And like our gods, our owners, the elitists and that, what do they want to do? They want to go to the cyborgs because these human bodies are just inferior. And it says here, faulty parts of living brains have been replaced by electronic chips, an astonishing and controversial scientific breakthrough. And it says here it's been anticipated many times in science fiction. So all those people that say, oh, this is science fiction, right? Like that, my favorite show, Jericho. It's classified as science fiction with creatures such as, and this is of course written by the people that are promoting this technology that are just waiting to unleash it on the public. They just have to program in them and condition it first, generations worth. So it's not that the technology didn't exist, it's just that the people did not exist. The type of people didn't exist, so they have to condition them and build them up as well. It says here in Tel Aviv University, they've successfully created circuits that can replace motor functions such as blinking and implanting them into brains. Like the same old thing, it's to help the children, it's to help the elderly, it's for the safety. And it says here, they hope the technology could, in the future, help suffering from brain malfunctions such as Parkinson's disease by replacing damaged or malfunctioning tissue with chips that perform the same function. These are the same people that want to kill you, just to put it out there. They're eugenicists. They think that there's so many people, so why would they give a crap about people with those symptoms? No, they want you to work until you're dead, right? And then they'll have their little minions, the Fraternal Order Brotherhood, go out there and start beating you up while you have dementia. So that's the New World Order in a nutshell. Brain pacemaker lifts depression, and it also makes me wonder why those big Google and all that companies, big global companies, these Google and Wikipedia and all them, we're going to black out whatever for SOPA and stuff like that. That just was a little peculiar to me. It says here, brain pacemaker lifts depression. So we're seeing these brain chips coming. And fitting patients with a brain pacemaker could switch off hard-to-treat depression. I've already covered this on Monday, so I'm not going to go into it. But it's just another more proof that these brain chips are coming out more and more. And eventually, the slaves will want it. They'll want that chip. They'll want to get rid of these old bodies and stuff like that. It says here, implant, and you know what? That's fine. But it is a moral, it's a philosophical issue that needs to be debated. And it's not even being discussed. It's just going to be, like I said, they're going to train a generation to accept that. So, because how do they do that? Well, they get in between the family and the children are raised by these eugenicists, not the family. So, I mean, most of us know that most children don't even talk with their parents anymore. So, and when they do, it's just not cool. So, implant danger extends to all medical devices. So, even if you do put these things in, experts warn that European kite mark system is flawed and does not protect patients. And it says here, professor of patient safety at Coventry University said a hip or breast implant reaches the European quality standards was seriously flawed and did not protect patients. So how are the elites gonna get this technology to merge into these cyborgs? Well, they're gonna use you. They're gonna dingle it out like a little carrot, like a little mouse in a cage, in a those little circular cages. And the wheel, and you're just going to do that, and you're going to fork over all this money that's going to go towards them becoming these gods, these cyborg gods, and it's not for you. It was never intended for you. It was just for you to be duped so you can pay for them to become gods. You see how that is? And then you get hurt, you get killed in the process of pedaling those little legs in that wheel. It says here, smart meters, stimulus-funded devices benefit green lobby at consumers' expense. These devices will enable them to regulate your use of electricity and turn it off at their discretion, talking about the utility companies. And you can be rest assured when the global government and all these little other, I guess you call it corporations, extensions of this global corporation, get what they want, and the smart meters are everywhere, and the carbon tax is passed with the cap and trade, whichever one they have, you get shoved down your throats first. Well, they're going to just cut off your electricity in order to save the planet. Again, depopulation. This is from October of last year. Nevada energy smart meters being scrutinized over safety concerns. Questions after hearing testimony. They said, we feel this is an experiment. Well, yeah, the world is their lab, and you're the lab rat. So it says here, she's not convinced that the radiation being emitted is safe. This is just from yesterday. 11 billion pounds smart meters plans risk fiasco. MPs warn only energy suppliers will benefit. So, yeah, that's right. The people that think that these corporations aren't going to benefit from these cap and trades, well, no, they will. The big ones will. It'll just allow little small companies, energy companies that want to actually compete with these big conglomerates for duopolies or monopolies, and depending on your area, like I have here, you can't compete with that. So they want the cap and trade. And then that money gets redistributed as a panel member of the climate change panel said it's to redistribute wealth. And why? Are they altruistic? No, it's because that money's going to get funneled to third world countries so they can bring in vaccinations and, quote, education. Sorry about all the commenting here, but I just have to throw this in there. This is a pretty interesting video here. State agency wants more information about utility smart meters from January 12th. Any scientific information related to the safety of the smart meters and whether there will be an opt-out program for homeowners. That's a big deal to opt out of whether you can do it. Again, privileges. Says here that the residents are concerned that the meters will give the utility companies too much personal information, i.e. they can turn it off and emit radiation. And finishing up, smart meter scofflaws could face fines. So residents could face $75 per day if they repeatedly refuse to let the city install these smart meters on their home. Well, that's pretty dumb. So I'll post this link up here about this opting out, and you can check that out. The truth about TSA testing technology for radiation. Unfortunately, yesterday's LA Times story missed the mark. You may have seen a few additional inaccurate stories. The news claiming that TSA was buying equipment to test for radiation exposure. Truth is, we continuously test all the technology we use and post the results on our website. Physicians from the well-known and respected institutions, the University of California, San Francisco, said they're outlining their concerns regarding the radiation used in the airport body scanners, along with breast cancer and sperm mutation. NYPD, who's now flying drones overhead, feds testing gun scanning technology, but civil liberties groups are up in. The point is to detect illegal spears or guns, and they could detect weapons on someone as they walk down the street. It measures the energy radiating from a body up to 16 feet away, and people are worried about privacy. How about emitting radiation? This is March of 2011 TSA research proposal to body scan pedestrians and train passengers. August of 2010, full-body scan technology deployed in street roving vans. Finishing up, TSA admits it was wrong in strip search of 2 elderly women. Woman says cop pepper sprayed and urinated on her. Then we have man strapped to devil's chair, tortured by police until he died. This is GGN and I'm Darko. Thank you.